like I succeeded all the way down to yeah, so it's gonna be wild. Oh boy, why am I so tired? Man, I'm too tired.
Really scary for me. It was the first time experience.
And there is an even greater fear. Officials issuing dire warnings about a potential attack by the Kremlin on the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant, which Russia has controlled since the early days of the war. It is the largest nuclear power plant in Europe, located on the banks of the Dnipro River in the country's southeast. After Russia allegedly blew up the Kakhovka Dam and hydroelectric power plant in early June, some officials claimed the same could be done at Zaporizhzhia. Earlier this month, Ukraine's military intelligence chief claiming Russia had planted explosives there. But Ukraine's spy chief now saying the threat of disaster at the plant is decreasing.
Can we think that Russia is planning a local explosion in order to stop Ukrainian operations on the battlefield? Yes. As if they are going to lose more initiative than they have. Disaster.
If something happens at Zaporizhzhia, if they do use explosives, is Ukraine prepared for that?
Our appropriate institutions are ready. They continue working on that at the level of the Interior Ministry, the State Emergency Service. They are working on different scenarios. This is their task. This is their responsibility.
Ukraine now holding emergency response drills to prepare. ABC News was invited to this exercise about 30 miles from the plant, with first responders using Geiger counters, practicing evacuations, and decontaminating people potentially exposed to radiation in the surrounding areas. And adding to the potential for nuclear catastrophe, Belarusian President Alexander Lukashenko saying in June his country had begun receiving tactical nuclear weapons from Russia, weapons Zelensky says he believes Vladimir Putin will not use. You have said in the past you were not concerned that Putin will use those. Are you more concerned now with those tactical weapons in Belarus?
Oh, I know.
If we look at the steps taken by Putin, including his decision regarding the war, his reaction and his messages, due to my opinion, he is not likely to use nuclear weapons. But there is no guarantees. No one can provide it. Once I said that I believe Putin is a person who loves his life. He tries to protect it. He also wants to hold onto power and is not going to leave Kremlin at his own will. He decided to live and reign, so to speak. He can't separate his life and power he's got. He's going to live as long as he can. If you love your own life and want to have support of your own society, you can't launch Third World War, because as a result, you will lose everything.
Zelensky says he does believe Putin has been weakened after Wagner Group leader Yevgeny Prigozhin launched an attempted mutiny against top Russian military leadership. Prigozhin's whereabouts now unconfirmed, despite claims he is back in Russia after a brief stay in Belarus. Are you concerned Prigozhin or his soldiers could come back into Ukraine?
Well, we are not afraid of Prigozhin. We were not afraid of him when he was standing, so to speak, strong in Bakhmut. I think that our armed forces are stronger because no matter how many members of Wagner Group were there, they couldn't prevail. But nevertheless, they were stronger than their own Russian army. Wagner was more powerful.
Approaching a railroad crossing.
And I am happy to say that we destroyed many of them, that our military wasted many of them.
Why do you think he did this, and why did he stop?
As of today, he has become a political figure, and this, to me, must have been his primary objective.
Stopping his
And that he
Broadway
has not gone till the very end, was it in his plans or no? Well, I don't know that for sure.
Putin is now trying to rally people around him, trying to show strength. And there are some analysts who even say in the short term, he might have gained from this. Do you think so?
And what is his strength? Well, first of all, he showed that Russian regions are not protected because mercenaries with some equipment and weapons were very close to Moscow. He has demonstrated to the entire world, and Ukraine in particular, that as a matter of fact, all of his troops are on the Ukrainian territory at the moment. He doesn't have military force inside Russia, and his civilian population is not protected. And he also demonstrated that there is a signal that there might be another mutiny in Russia, a revolution. More than that, there are many people who might support such a mutiny.
But with all the threats, all the loss, 500 days into the war, Zelensky remains adamant Ukraine will cede no territory to Russia. 6 months ago, you said you would not cede any territory to Russia to end this war. We're now 16 months in. Is your answer the same?
Yes.
No territory, no Crimea.
No territory. Crimea is our territory.
You met with the CIA director on what was supposed to be a secret trip.
That's a great secret. We began to speak about it. Yeah.
It was the Washington Post. The Washington Post said in that meeting, Ukrainian officials laid out a scenario that they thought would end the war, which was that by this fall, Ukrainian troops would advance to the edge of Ukraine's border with Crimea. You would agree not to take it by force and then push Moscow into negotiations. Is that a scenario that is feasible?
Це абсолютно зрозуміло.
Well, it's absolutely clear, logical rhetoric, that at that moment when Ukraine will reach the administrative border with the temporarily occupied Ukrainian peninsula, Crimea, it's very likely that Putin will be forced to seek dialogue with the civilized world, unlike it was before the full-scale invasion, because he will be more weakened, and he'll be seeking for some other ways, possibly diplomatic ways, and will likely be sending relevant messages.
So that is a feasible scenario.
Війна повинна закінчитись.
Well, the war is to be over with justice and peace, and with us regaining our territorial integrity. Why? Because the end of the hot stage of the war and freezing the conflict would not mean the end of the war.
Tell me how you think Ukraine will be doing a year from now, 5 years from now. What is your place in the world?
Місце в світі.
Ukraine has already got a place in the world for itself. I consider that as a fact. We are now a country that is respected, a country that is really fighting for human values, for human rights, for freedom, for democracy. It is very important. For many years, a country associated only with corruption has absolutely rightfully gained itself a completely different image. I assume that Ukraine will be a valued NATO country's partner with actually strongest armed forces in Europe. 90% of Ukrainians want to be part of NATO. More than 90% of Ukrainians want to be part of the European Union. After the war will take some time, we'll make necessary changes to our legal framework in order to finally become EU member state. I think that the country with such potential is important than unity. And what is more important is that we are really a democratic nation that is dying for that on the battlefield.
As for future support from Americans, Zelensky is watching the U.S. elections closely, but says the choice is up to the American people.
If I'm president, I will have that war settled in one day, 24 hours.
Donald Trump says he would end the war in 24 hours if he was elected president.
Мені здається,
It seems to me that their sole desire to bring the war to an end is beautiful, but this desire should be based on some real-life experience. Well, it looks as if Donald Trump had already these 24 hours once in his time. We were at war, not a full-scale war, but we were at war, and as I assume, he had that time at his disposal. But he must have had some other priorities.
напевно, були просто інші пріоритети.
No other questions here. I am just stating the fact. And we also had military assistance, and I remember how difficult it was to get it at that time. Really difficult. So I'm making conclusions based on what we've already experienced. And I don't think that it is so easy to bring the war to an end in 24 hours. I don't think so. If we are talking about ending the war at the cost of Ukraine, in other words, to make us give up our territories, well, I think in this way Biden could have brought it to an end even in 5 minutes. But we would not agree.
What would you say to those Americans who say, we've given enough? We have our own problems. We can't continue to do that.
I would like to say thank you to all Americans for what you have done. And I appreciate those who say that you've done enough. We are fighting for our common values. Trust me, no matter what, I appreciate help. When it comes to the word enough, well, we Ukrainians are not people known for excessive appetites. Our victory is enough for us. Honestly, when we have enough for our victory, then it will be enough.
Finding your new favorite songs is fun. Finding out if you qualify for Medicaid or other healthcare coverage plans, not so fun. Rest easy, because Health Markets helps take the hunt out of healthcare at no cost to you. It's actually fun for them, including deciphering plans under the Affordable Care Act, also known as Obamacare. Just go to getmynewplan.com, answer a few questions, and a licensed insurance agent with Health Markets can help find which option best fits your needs at no cost to you for their services. Now, doesn't that make you want to get up and dance? Visit getmynewplan.com today, get answers, and get back to doing your favorite things. Health Markets Insurance Agency, Inc. is licensed as an insurance agency in all 50 states and the District of Columbia. Service and product availability varies. Sales agents may be compensated based on enrollment.
Whether you're looking to buy or sell with a RE/MAX agent, they'll use their years of experience to help you plan for now and later. From when this
Welcome to your new home, baby girl.
turns into this,
Yeah, we're gonna need a bigger home.
and this
Oh, I hate this place.
turns into this.
I'm really gonna miss this place.
From tiny steps to your next big move. When you're ready to make a change, visit RE/MAX.com or download the RE/MAX app to find the right agent. The right agent can lead the way. Each office independently owned and operated.
We're BMO, the bank coming to California. Now, you might be thinking, why should I trust a bank I don't even know? Fair question. For one, we've been around for over 200 years, through the best and worst of times. And because Global Finance Magazine ranked us in the top 5 safest banks in North America last year, rest assured, we're not going anywhere. So if you haven't heard the name BMO, it's only because we haven't met yet. We're new to California, not new to banking. Learn more at BMO.com. Banking products are subject to approval and are provided in the United States by BMO Harris Bank N.A., member FDIC.
Cool nights start with Ashley this summer. Visit your local Ashley store or ashley.com to explore our wide selection of mattresses from all the top mattress brands like Tempur-Pedic, Purple, and more. Plus, take advantage of low monthly payments with 60-month special financing. Give yourself the restful, rejuvenating sleep you need to be your best self this summer. Only at Ashley. Subject to credit approval. No minimum purchase required. down payment, tax, and delivery required. See store for details.
You're listening to ABC News, America's #1 source for news. Now streaming here 24/7. At the top and bottom of the hour, you'll get live updates from ABC News Radio. Then breaking news, in-depth reporting, and more from ABC News Live. Straightforward journalism, powerful storytelling, always up to date. Now, the latest headlines, live from ABC News headquarters in New York.
From ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. Triple-digit temperatures much around the country and gripping the Southwest for weeks. Health experts warning of the dangers both physically and to your mental health. Family physician Dr. Beth O'Lear recommends taking more breaks if you're outside.
People will talk about how they have reduced feelings of joy and happiness and increased amounts of stress, anger, and fatigue, even with temperatures above 70 degrees. So we know that once you're talking about temperatures over 90, 100, that these effects are going to be much more pronounced.
The first GOP presidential debate just over a little month away. Republican candidates in Iowa this weekend speaking at a major summit for evangelical leaders. Former President Trump did not attend. ABC's Mary Alice Parks is in Des Moines.
On the issues, the candidates were all pressed about whether they would continue the U.S. support of the war in Ukraine. Vivek Ramaswamy, the entrepreneur businessman, he was very blunt. He said that he would immediately end any U.S. support of Ukraine. He would end any NATO expansion. And those lines landed in that room. He got a standing ovation, and he has been climbing in these polls. His team tells us that he has already reached that threshold of unique donors needed to qualify for next month's debate.
Police are sharing some details on the DNA technology that helped crack open a serial killer cold case in New York's Long Island. A 59-year-old architect, married father of 2, charged with 3 murders dating back more than a decade.
Court records making clear advancements in DNA technology and phone analytics led investigators to the suspect, Rex Hewerman. Detectives say they used phone records to tie the burner phones to locations near the suspect's home in Massapequa Park and his office in Midtown Manhattan, creating what investigators call a box. And advancements in DNA technology helped investigators allegedly tie the suspect to hairs on the victims.
ABC's Aaron Katursky, you're listening.
You're ready to share your grandma's fun dulce recipe. With Union Bank joining U.S. Bank, get access to more branches, bankers, and digital resources, so you can share with your community the sweetest fun dulce. Learn more at usbank.com/more. Member FDIC.
Fritz at TuneIn are giving away a very special gift to 67 lucky winners. Why? Because I'm trying to say this. Here's how you can get in the running to win a Boss Radio 66. Road date, baby.
Make sure you are following at TuneIn and at Boss Radio 66 for all of the details needed and to catch all of the rules that apply.
What, we have giveaways? We do? What, those actually got approved? Oh, wow, hey, it looks like we'll have some fun giveaways. Go do it. Road date, baby.
Wall Street Journal Radio is now on TuneIn. From top-line morning briefings to afternoon deep dives on the markets, the economy, and more. Invest in your day with WSJ Radio.
I'm J.R. Whalen for the Wall Street Journal. Many workers have high expectations for raises.
Discover business news and analysis for the decisions that matter from sources you can trust. The Wall Street Journal, Barron's, Market Watch, and Investors Business Daily. It's all here. Now streaming on TuneIn. Search Wall Street Journal Radio on TuneIn to listen.
In the wake of the Supreme Court's decision to block the Biden administration's student debt relief program, there is confusion over who's eligible and who is not in a new student program enacted by the Biden administration. Officials say they're now seeing an uptick in the number of people being scammed. ABC's Alexis Christoforous has more.
Authorities say beware of unsolicited emails, phone calls, text messages, or social media messages prompting debt relief or loan forgiveness. Authorities also say don't provide your social security number, birth date, bank details, or federal student loan ID number to unverified companies, and never pay for help with your student loans.
The All England Club ushering in a new name on the board of women's champs at Wimbledon.
Marketa von Rossova, this year's champ, in a nervy match punctuated with 10 breaks of serve. Check coming out on top over Angevert 6-4, 6-4 for the 24-year-old, her first major title.
I think I'm gonna have some beer maybe because it was really, exhausting 2 weeks, and I just tried to get myself
really seeing Barbie everywhere, and pink is making a splash across department stores.
And some fans becoming Barbie in brand new immersive experiences. Chrissy Teigen and her family spending the night at the Barbie Malibu Dream House, now listed on Airbnb. And Malibu Barbie cafes popping up in New York and Chicago. But any superfan knows, okay ladies, let's do this! All you need are some friends and a pair of rollerblades for a party worthy of Barbie herself.
Did you bring your rollerblades?
I literally go nowhere without them.
And it turns out that Barbie Mania might actually be good for us. A recent scientific study says that leaning into nostalgia increases optimism, it increases inspiration, and it nourishes self-acceptance. And nothing makes me accept myself more than wearing a hot pink suit and a little bit of roller disco party.
Thanks, Will. And starting Monday on GMA, it's Barbie Week. Margot Robbie, Ryan Gosling, and all the other Barbies joining us. Please cannot wait.
And when GMA Life returns, Tori Johnson with some deals and steals, Lori's got the right stuff for makeup, and Lara and Robin, they're out to move it.
We think your music should play nonstop. Ironically, we're stopping it to tell you that Southwest has the most nonstop flights in California. We also think changing your travel plans should be as easy as changing songs. That's why we don't charge you change or cancel fees. When you're ready to go, go with heart. Book now at Southwest.com. Based on total number of published nonstop flights to and from California for the period from 2/1/2023 to 8/14/2023 compared to all other airlines as of 1/20/2023. No change fees, air difference may apply. Failure to cancel a reservation at least 10 minutes prior to scheduled departure may result in limited travel funds.
Why wait until November when Black Friday deals are going on now at Ashley? Because it's never too early to shop incredible deals for every room of your home. Shop doorbusters starting at just $2.99 and take advantage of low monthly payments with 60 months special financing. Visit your local Ashley store and experience Black Friday in July, only at Ashley. Subject to credit approval, no minimum purchase required, minimum monthly payment, down payment, tax, and delivery required. See store for details.
The ghost pepper has a reputation. So does a ghost pepper wing that doesn't send you into tears make any sense? It does to us. That's why Popeye's ghost pepper wings are the perfect balance of flavor and fire. Popeye starts with an intensely craveable flavor, adds the right amount of kick to keep things interesting, but not inferno-ing, and then offers them at only $5.99 for 6 pieces. Because it knows we like to taste our food, not cry over it. Call us crazy. Limited time at participating U.S. restaurants. Price may vary. Additional terms apply.
For the ones who work hard to ensure their crew can always go the extra mile, and the ones who get in early, so everyone can go home on time, there's Granger, offering professional-grade supplies backed by product experts, so you can quickly and easily find what you need. Plus, you can count on access to a committed team ready to go the extra mile for you. Call, click Granger.com, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
Welcome back to GMA Live. It's time now for Deals and Steals, and Tori Johnson is here with the best bargains, all $20 and under. To get these deals, pull your cell phone camera at the QR code at the bottom of the screen. Address, click a $20 bill.
I know, you got the memo. You're ready to go. And we are starting with K. Carroll, and we've got a long message from the founder, Kelly Bergen, who's going to tell you why this bag has sold 500.
Watch out. Vehicle on shoulder ahead.